I love it. What I like
Yeah.
a lot is the fact that you said, I am proud of myself.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Far too many times people act like it's something wrong with you saying, I'm proud of myself. Like it
Right.
starts with you. A million people can tell you they're proud of you, but until you're proud of yourself, that's when it
Yeah.
really is real. So,
Mm-hmm.
kudos. Like I love your energy. I love it. I
Thank
love it.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. I
I
Yes.
love
appreciate
it.
that. Thank
I
you.
love I love that you stepped out on faith.
Period.
I
That.
did.
Look, and you let
Period.
them do the
That.
work. Yeah.
And I didn't let fear hinder me, you
Woo.
know? And I think in life, even though you don't have the full scope or the full blueprint, I think just taking one step, right, which
Yeah.
would lead you to the next step, which would lead you to, and I just, that is really how I've navigated my whole life, which
Mm-hmm.
is why doing anything else would not be foreign to me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really a by faith type of person. It's part of my lifestyle.
Okay. Nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So okay, so now there's a lot of challenges when it comes, excuse me, to hair care
Yeah.
and to different customers and stuff like that. Like customers are temperamental, they come in with issues. What do you do when a customer comes to you where they're having seasonal or they could have, I guess, alopecia or propecia?
That's me right here.
Oh, stop it,
Oh,
Lika.
No, like sir, in this hereditary, I'm being real.
got
My
it.
mom, my aunt,
Yeah.
all of us in the back right here, this one spot, it's over here thin and looking like Fred Sanford.
I know
Yes.
people who have seasonal where the back of their hair falls out every fall and then it
Right.
comes back, but they don't understand. Like, no one has ever explained to them, not a hairstyle, and they get their hair
Yeah.
done, they get their hair braided. No one has ever explained to them that, look, this may be an issue. You may want to use this type of treatment or consult
Right.
with this type of person. Because I think the difference with what you're saying to me and what I've heard in my experience with a lot of hairstylists and cosmetologists is no one's doing the consulting part.
Oh, right. Which is really important, right? Now, just to touch bases really quick, not to give myself a plug, but I do want to say that my
Love.
product, my first product line that I created was the Restore, right? Which is anti-DHT, right? It's an anti-DHT product, which is dihydrotestosterone, which is one of
Mm.
the leading causes of hair loss. And it
Mhm.
attacks the hair follicle, shrinks the follicle over a period of time, your hair begins to thin. Then eventually it just pushes that hair strand or that bulb out of the head, and then you have hair loss. Now, as it relates to alopecia or alopecia areata or tractional alopecia, all of those different forms of alopecia, when you said it was seasonal, I would say to her, reflect on what goes on in your life around the fall. Is there any type of
That's a good
stress?
one.
Does your diet begin to change? Are you lax in your working out regimen, right? Because those are all playing a part. Are there certain projects at work that happen during that time period that is triggering? Because it would be hormonal, that is triggering what is going on, thus causing that hair loss seasonally, right?
Right.
And so whether it's somebody passing away, that's traumatic, right? Or just shifting or moving, having to move, just
Mhm.
different things that are shifting your lifestyle
Mhm.
or your stress level that definitely will affect your hair. So yeah,
Mm.
consultations are always key. And I always have conversations about their hair, but I kind of tap into the personal part too. So
Right.
we can just get an overall perspective of lifestyle because you have to know that when you're
Mhm.
dealing with hair and hair care.
Right. Right. I know, like for someone like my mom who is experiencing hair loss, and she's an older woman. Um, in her experience, she went to a stylist who was like, "Well, are you on any medication? Are you on this? Are you that?" And it became their script for every person that sat in their chair. Like they
Yeah.
didn't deviate from that. It was like almost you automatically go to, are you on any medication? Whereas it could be medication, but it could be other things. Like you said, it could be hormonal, it could be other things playing a part. But I don't know. I don't want to say they're not experienced, because some people may not be experienced as far as the
Yeah.
stylists are concerned, but it may be that they've only had a limited amount of education.
Yeah, I'm such a
'Cause with-
fan of
Yeah.
continuous education. I think that is so key. And I just think it's important possibly to not get your education off of YouTube.
Girl,
Yeah,
I tell
I
you.
think there are so many like amazing educators out there with such a wealth of knowledge. And also there are books out there that really, I mean, even going back to your textbook from beauty college, my lady's textbook, it dives into all of that, you know, internal and external factors that can affect your hair. And it's important while you're in school to pay attention to things like that. So like I was saying about my first salon, that's what we did. I mean, we educated our clients. We were one of the top salons, and still, even though I started at a top salon and didn't own it, still to this day, I am a part and owner of one of the top salons in Sacramento. And I'm grateful for that. I just think I just had a great foundation, and foundation is key. And I think that is what's going to separate you from Instagram stylists, YouTube stylists, kitchen stylists, you know, your cousin that just learned, you know. I just think that separates you. You know, you can do an amazing hairstyle, but can you grow some hair? Can you keep that hair on her head?
That's true.
You know, I've been able to identify one of my clients. She came and got her hair done. I said, your scalp is looking different. You know, you might want to go see a dermatologist. And she was like, well, what's going on? I said, looks a little inflamed. It's sensitive to the touch. You know, you just might want to go check it out. And it turns out she went to the doctor and she has lupus.
Oh my God. I didn't know you could figure that. It's like, I didn't know. What?
Yeah. Wow. And so she's so grateful to this day, you know, because, you know, just because I pay, you know, you have to pay attention to your clients outside of just listening to what the dog name is, what if their husband cheated, all of that good stuff. You want to pay attention. That's me in the chat, girl. Yeah. You just want to
got left at the altar.
Yes.
He in the house with the dog.
Exactly. And the thing that is so unique is the fact that you are paying attention to those things, because, and I'm not going to say any names, I just know a couple of people who I feel like the stylists, they had hair before, and it's both of their heads, two different people, look like it's standing left and right. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on with the style, but if everybody hair thinning, because it looks like too much heat, you know, to me. And I'm not equipped or knowledgeable at all in this. I'm just saying. Yeah. Both two people, why every time I look, I can see through your hair like cellophane. So I'm like, but and these are two different people going to the same lady, and I'm like, she's not thinking about the care, the strength. Like, that's not it, because it's paper mache. I'm like,
well, you know, it's important. You don't want, I mean, to me, I personally believe you just want, everybody desire, I don't know if that's everybody, but a lot of people desire long hair. But I think your first desire should be healthy hair.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And I think what you're talking about when you can just totally say you think it's pee and you can see through it, that's mechanical damage, right? And over a period of time of flat ironing and flat ironing and flat ironing and flat ironing, well, you begin to thin out the diameter, the shaft of the hair, right? And so the density of the hair kind of thins out towards the ends, or mid shaft to the ends, and then towards the scalp, it's a little bit thicker, right? Which is why you can see through completely. In cases like that, just really give a haircut and let's start over again. And
Stevie Wonder can see that.
Strengthen the hair, right? And kind of go from there. Because who wants to see through some hair? Even when you have fine hair, you know, there is a determined length that you can go to that it would make your hair look fuller, right? Even though it's still fine, if you create a weight line, right? Not trying to just have this long stringy hair, but if you create a weight line with shortness in the hair can appear fuller. Which
we need you on the East Coast.
Look, in New York today.
Yes, I'm coming.
Spreading your wealth.
Spreading
Yes. Thank you. You need to write a book, you know.
Oh, thank you. I will.
There we go.
Come on.
That's the
Come
next
on.
one.
We manifest it. We manifest all of that.
Manifest.
All
That's
of
right.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
So now, okay, so you mentioned the patient found out that they had lupus.
Yeah.
What do you do in cases of you got lupus, you got cancer? There's a lot of people who come looking for help. Dealing with a lot of that is stressful and it's hard. Coming to terms with having some sort of illness and how it affects your hair. I do know for like a lot of women, I guess we all know for a lot of women, appearance, you know, we always say we don't care, but well, some
no, I
people say we
care.
don't care, but people, you know, women care about their appearance. They care if they have hair or don't have hair and how they're going to be perceived, you know, by society and stuff like that, whether it's a medical condition or not. How do you work with your clients who have come to you and say, I just found out I have cancer, I just found out I have this, what can we do? If we can't save the hair or until we, you know, I go into remission or whatever the case, what can we do? What are some of the options? Because, you know, they don't want to do any damage, but they know they may lose their hair down the line.
Yeah. I do want to start off by saying when we care about our appearance, and I think now more than ever since the quarantine or the shelter in place or the pandemic, we discovered that our hair is really important to us. Once we came back to work, I think our sales went up at least 75%, like because people really realized that their hair is very, whether it's short or long, you know, whatever, straight or curly, you know, whatever the case may be, hair is important to us, and how we groom ourselves is important to us. It doesn't matter if it's long or straight or whatever, but it's important that whatever is on my head, I think it's pleasing to my eye first. And so when somebody has cancer or lupus, or they are faced with the fact that they have hereditary issues and down the line because of what is seen in their mother or grandmother or whomever, that hair loss is in their cards, then definitely we come up with a game plan, right? We will maintain what it is that we currently have for now, right? Until we reach that point. Now, if somebody comes to me who have cancer, then we're going to cry together, because there's that point where we're going to have to shave your head, right? And so that is a moment that we'll take, and it's a personal moment. We'll embrace that moment, you know, we'll take a moment, you know, and then we'll kind of go from there. But once they're out of remission, if they choose, you know, once the growing process comes back in, if they choose to do wigs or whatever the case may be, then we'll go that route, or just staying short until it grows back fully. That's what we're going to do. But at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that they are comfortable with whatever they choose or whatever they have going on. And then my job as a hairstylist is to maintain that or make it look as realistic as possible.